I think the moral of the story is like, well, as a couple, us learning organizationally what makes the other person happy has been a key for us over the past year. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Because it affects our emotional and mental states from earlier. You know, like I feel like that was constantly a big issue for us at the beginning, and that we were constantly talking about in our family meetings was us like, this really bothers me when you leave a dish on the...
Yeah, that's true.
Versus now, we don't really have to have those conversations that often.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is like a, hey, just checking. Are you going to clean that up?
Yeah. That's true.
Or it's me being, or I should say it's either of us being proactive and saying like, hey, I left that there, but I'm going to come back to it.
Yeah.
I just need to get this other thing done.
I feel like that has actually been key.
Yeah.
For
it's
me.
the communication aspect.
Yeah. 'Cause I like hate to be naggy. And sometimes I know that I am and I just embrace it because I'm like, well, what the fuck ever. Like if it's not going to get done unless I nag him, then I'll do it. Like pull my arm.
Yeah.
But I don't like to like be that person. So I would much rather you be like, because I don't even like having to ask like, hey, are you going to do that? Because that almost feels like a passive aggressive nag.
Yeah.
But if you're like, oh, hey, I left my computer on the table, even though you just cleaned it, but I'm going to come back for it. I'd be like, oh, thank you for acknowledging that I just cleaned it. That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And that's like what I did with my clothes in the bathroom the other day. Like I left my clothes in a pile on the floor and I was like, I know those are there. I'm going to get them. I'm just being lazy.
And you did that multiple times.
But I wanted to acknowledge that like, yes, they had been there for a while. No, like, yes, I know that they're not supposed to be there.
Yeah. And you even did that with like your suitcase. It took you a couple days to unpack. Not a big deal.
It took me 8 days to unpack.
It doesn't.
Thank you for that.
That's the other thing. I mean,
Sometimes I think my disorganization doesn't bother you, but I address it because it bothers me because I don't like being unorganized, and it would bother me if that was your stuff. And so I don't want to feel like a hypocrite.
Yeah.
That like you can't, like it's a double standard. Like I can leave my stuff, but you can't leave yours, which is why I address it. And I'm like, hey, like I know this has been here for days.
Yeah.
I'll get it.
Yeah. It does. I mean, the only time it stresses me out is when I know that it's going to bug you.
And so you're just like waiting for me to like notice it.
Yeah, I know that it's like, I can sense that you are getting like mounting stress.
It's like, yeah. It's
right?
like
throughout the week as
the tensions are building.
Crescendoing, if you will.
It's the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Literally
just
the
a big old
suitcase
riser
in the room.
under there. It's like, shh.
And then one day you're going to come home and I'll be sitting on the bed and I'll just be like, I'm upset.
Yeah. So what gets scary for me is that just wait. So as this is crescendoing, I know that like anything that I leave out is going to send you over the edge, right? So it's like, I'll start cleaning up your shit because I'm worried that if I leave my laptop on the table, it's going to be game over.
That is actually really true. I'm sorry to say it. That is so toxic of me. But it's true. It's because it's like...
It's not like a big deal because it doesn't actually bother me. It's that I don't want... Because I know you have anxiety. I know that those things are going to add to your own anxiousness.
Yes. And then, yeah.
So it's just
a matter out here trying to stay organized.
It is. And especially in like... We live in an apartment that's A, small. B, doesn't have a lot of amenities that would limit some of those organizational issues. Like, this isn't really organizational. It's just a cleanliness issue, I guess. But we don't have a dishwasher. So we don't have somewhere to just like put shit when it's dirty. It just has to like live in the sink and pile up on our very small counter, which means if I'm not on top of my shit and cleaning it, you're going to get stressed out.
So very stressed out.
And then you are going to come to me and go, I need to make a list of all the things that are stressing me out.
I do that a lot.
Through tears.